welcome everybody to the final episode of Shin Megami Tensei Network for the year of 2013. I had to edit, I made a little post about it earlier this morning. I was like, the final episode, and I was like, oh wait, I should probably put in the year so it doesn't seem like it's our last episode ever. We're ending at a very modest... Oh, this is that awkward moment when I realize I don't remember what episode number we're on, as always.
And you're probably gonna ask me which one it is, isn't it?
Nope, because I have quick internet and I know the answer is 14. 14 is the link we are on, ladies and gentlemen.
We're on Cathedral of Shadows. We're on episode 15, I think. 15 or 16, something like that. I'm not even
See, this is when the pissing contest begins because of our great idea to have spin-off show numbers.
Hey, yeah, I know that feel. We do 0.5s, so yeah, it's a pain.
Oh, it's so good. All right, but with that extremely all over the place opening, I'm your host Spencer Presley, and joining me as always is Will.
Hello, guys.
Preferred to be called Varnus, of course, and our special guest of the show, Rasen.
Hi, guys.
Not to be confused with Raisins.
Not at all. I get that a lot.
And Rasen, you want to give yourself a quick little introduction for people who might not know you?
All right. Well, I am the host of another Shin Megami Tensei podcast called The Cathedral of Shadows. Find it on my YouTube channel, which is just Rasen Reviews. It's another SMT podcast, so if you want more SMT in your life, you can listen to us babble about stupid things. Yeah.
Competition, folks. Getting lively.
It's a war.
Get ready to press your get bent buttons. But yeah, so I thought it was the end of the year show, and you were probably sick of hearing just the three of us for a while, so I thought I might mix it up. Was trying to get some more people, but gosh dang it, if it's not the holidays and people actually have families and loved ones to be around.
Everyone's snowed in.
Yeah, also if you're in the Midwest, there's a shit ton of ice and snow everywhere. Or at least it is for here.
Same, yeah, like, oh man, my car has just been an ice cube past couple days.
Well, how's the snow down there?
It's very non-existent.
I feel like I've asked you this before, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
Does it snow there?
In one place, like in one, like this one place, like near one of the mountains, is where it snows.
Is it like a square meter of land that it just snows on for some miraculous reason that no one can scientifically explain?
Curse. Which cursed it?
I've been there. I've actually been there. It does snow there. It's just like for some reason that's the only place in the entire country that snows.
No wonder they filmed Lord of the Rings movies there. It's like you just go to different locales for different weather.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Arizona had a place like that too when I was growing up. It sounded like a mystical place. There's like one place in Arizona, it actually snows in the wintertime. It's called Flagstaff. And I, like as a young kid, never seen snow because I had grown up mainly in Arizona. Man, my first snowball, I kept it like a pet for 3 months. It was great.
Just in the freezer?
Yeah, I just kept it in the freezer. It just became like this tight death machine that I eventually just wasted by throwing at my brother and missing.
Oh.
The gifts of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Christmas time, and before we kind of get started, I guess I'm assuming all of us here celebrated Christmas in one way or another.
Oh, definitely.
And, of course, we got to talk about what we all got. And, Rosin, since you're the guest, you can go first. What did you get for Christmas?
Shit ton of money, which was really nice. Our family is pretty informal with gift giving, so usually the adults just give each other money.
Here's dollar bills, all the dollar bills.
Yeah, that, or like sometimes my aunt will just like be like, hey, here's this gift card to the store that no one else really goes to, but you can have it, which is funny because usually it just sits there for like a couple months before we finally all make a trek to go and see what's in this stupid store that we want, some stupid local store that no one ever goes to. But well, I spent my money on a few things. I got the PSN classic version of God Hand, which is a game by Clover Studios, which is now known as Platinum Games, which I really enjoy so far. I'm only on level 2.
Oh, so you never played God Hand before?
No, I have not. I played Metal Gear Rising, and I was like, hey, this is made by the same people, so I thought I'd like it, and I do. It's pretty great.
God Hand is one of the best Capcom games no one ever is going to remember.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. It's a great game, though. I love it. Highly recommended.
Will, have you played God Hand?
No.
All right, I would say play it, but you have a backlog the size of Australia, so that's not really fair to say.
Yeah.
So what else do you get besides PSN credits? Because that would be an odd Christmas.
Well, I got my car needed a replacement in one of the little fans, so it was making a really awkward noise. So I'm gonna get that fixed probably within the next week. And then aside from that, I downloaded Etrian Odyssey 4 and the remake of 1 off the eShop. Then that's been about it. I'm just gonna sit on the rest of the money for a while, I think.
Isn't it great adult Christmases? You just get a
Yeah.
lot less gifts and a lot more things to potentially spend money on.
Well, I'm sitting on it because I'm not sure if something else within the vehicle is going to break, or my computer seems to be going as well. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out. Sometimes the screen just fades to white for whatever reason. I have to reboot it, and that's making me nervous. So
See, folks, these podcasts are killing our computers. We do them for you, and what do we get? A dead computer.
yeah, it's a shame.
All right, well, so what did you get on your Christmas Australian adventures?
Just a bunch of EV games cards, about a few boxes of chocolate, and that's about it.
Do you think those work at GameStops here?
Sorry.
I wonder if
Probably.
well, they're owned by the same company.
Yeah,
They technically
they are.
should.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Probably should, but I'm not gonna try it.
I'm gonna next time you come
Be-
to America,
because-
bring all
because
of
of-
your EB cards.
Well, I'll tell you this much: if I brought those cards with me when I go back to America, I'd probably buy another 2 PS2 consoles.
That's what I was thinking, because everything's so much more expensive, as everyone knows in Australia, especially video games. Like you'd get basically like a buy one get one free on everything you bought with your gift card.
Pretty much. Oh, did you? Speaking of something like that, did you guys see that? I think it was Best Buy had a sale on eShop cards for like 3DS and Wii
Yeah,
U.
yesterday was the last day for it. They were all 20% off.
Yeah, and people were like spending like crazy amounts because they wanted basically free games, quote unquote, except they were spending a shit ton of money for credit they probably weren't even going to use in the first place. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. I saw people on Twitter, they're like, yeah, I bought $500 worth of eShop cards, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, I guess.
People enjoy them eShop, but I mean, if you have a Wii U, it is worth it. I'm not sure since they've actually merged Wii U eShop accounts with 3DS how this works, but you guys remember there was actually
The balances are the same.
Well, no. The Nintendo Digital Deluxe download program with the Wii U, if you bought the deluxe one, you got like every $100 or 50 you spent, you got like 10% back.
Oh.
Because remember, they have
That's
that.
good.
Although I don't know how that works if you have a 3DS since they're now tied. They technically should work, but it's super convoluted, so anyone listening wondering why they haven't gotten their money from their Wii U bucks, because you have to go to like a website and basically it's like a second Club Nintendo, but with real money.
Oh. I reached gold with Club Nintendo today because I registered my Etrian Odyssey games. I wonder what shitty reward I'm going to get this year.
I can't wait to play a Wii game again.
I know.
Well, oh yeah, so Will, did you even buy any games with your EB cards, or you just saving them?
I'm just saving them because I know that something's gonna pop up in the next few months, probably. Like a bunch of Final Fantasies and maybe what else is there? Goddamn, what's that? Oh yeah, Blaze Blue. That's right.
Blaze Blue's coming.
Chrono Phantasma, I'm assuming you're...
Yeah.
Yeah, in March. Yeah.
That feels so far away, but really, when you think about it, there's like no other fighting game.
Ultra Street Fighter 4 is coming out in a few months after Blaze Blue.
July. No, well, technically June, but I like, as much as I love Street Fighter, I still can't seem to get excited about the change they're making to Ultra until I get my hands on it or see who the last character is.
Yeah, I'm curious who that's going to be. I have no clue, because they're like, oh, they're female. And that kind of threw everyone's estimates out of the water.
So wait, they've said that the fifth Ultra Street Fighter character is a female?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that takes all my guessed out of no. Yeah, people were thinking it was like Alex, right?
No, actually, not even that. Because when they first announced the game, they said the fifth character has never been in a fighting game at all before, but they're important to the Street Fighter canon. So everyone's like, oh, it's one of like, it's someone's dad or it's someone's master. And then there was this
Charlie's wife.
Oh god, there was some leaked art footage or whatever, And then
Well, that was like some like bald Seth looking dude.
yeah, that was Retsu from Street Fighter 1. And so people were like, "Oh, it's him." But then that was confirmed to be not true, and then they said, not only is it not Retsu, it's not any of the male characters you guys have been guessing. So the only other person I can really think of is like Dalsim's wife. Like, I don't really know if she's important to the Street Fighter canon, but
Yoga Cook.
I guess.
Street Fighter. Oh yeah, so I guess moving into my Christmas then. I was like, I guess, God, I'm like the only one who got the most things. Although it's probably because all my Amazon gift cards I got, I immediately got shipped to me. Although, oddly, this was the first Christmas in my entire life that I can remember where I didn't get a single video game, which was kind of, like, weird for me. But I think...
Yeah, you would get one eventually.
Okay, yeah, coming from the guy who gets, like, a video game, like, every other freaking week. Right, let's see, I remember I posted somewhere what I actually got. I'm just trying not to just pull it out of my ass out of nowhere and make up Christmas gifts. Oh, okay, here we go. I got the complete collection of Boy Meets World and Digimon Season 1 through 4 on DVD.
Nice.
That should last me until my virginity card is just laminated. And besides that, I also got... Oh, man. How am I... This is how forgetful I am. I haven't even touched anything I've gotten from Christmas at all. This is like only even a few days though. Oh, yeah, I remember. I got in the High School of the Dead color omnibus, too. Which is fantastic because I had it gift wrapped, especially because this was like something my mother technically was getting me because she didn't know what the hell I even wanted anymore. And it was like, just give me an Amazon card and I'll surprise you with what I get myself. And if anyone here knows what High School of the Dead is, the color omnibus are basically just like blood covered porn when you unbox it. So that'll make a good family video to develop one of these days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the major highlights. Super 90s zombie boob fest, and that was adult Christmas.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I have so much money, and it's like, oh man, I want to spend a lot of this, and it's like, my car is about as old as I am, so good 20 years old, and then my freaking computer, don't know what's gonna be up with this, so yeah. Sucks.
This episode will get to be called "White People Complaining About Christmas."
Yeah, couldn't be.
You guys see that trend that was going around of everyone on Twitter on Christmas Day going, "Why the hell are I not getting an iPad? This stupid car. I wanted an iPad. It's a different story, Dad." White people are ridiculous, but we already knew that. All right, well, time to go into what you guys are actually here for, not white people news. You're here for some good old Shin Megami Tensei cross Persona, since they're separated. God forbid these two series touch again. Watch that actually be a crossover one of these days now, that they've actually separated the two titles. There's going to be a Shin Megami Tensei Persona crossover. We're just going to be looking back on this like, remember when those were just one game? This is spin-offs? No.
It would make no sense from Japan's perspective because they were always separate. Well,
no, they were still called Shin Megami Tensei.
No, they were called. The first one was called Megami Ibonruku, which was like strange.
All right,
well,
yeah, loosely called Megami Tensei. Yeah. Well, trust me, we're not keeping our Revelation series over here either.
Yeah, Revelation's the Demon Slayer. Who remembers that great game? Yeah.
Can I just go back to Jack Bros, please? All right.
Why didn't that game ever get a sequel or a remake?
Or sold more than 2 copies? No one knows.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, our introductions, in case you guys have been listening this far, and God bless you if you have no idea who all three of us are, or for whatever reason, but we're going to use a question to kind of introduce ourselves, and it comes from Patrick M. Desart. Hopefully I didn't butcher your last name too bad. It says, I'd like to hear what games in the series you guys have played. Last time you guys talked a little bit about it got me curious. I'd like to hear more experience with the MegaTen series as a whole. And we have not talked about this since we probably started, so that'd be like August of last year. So it's definitely been quite a while for me and Will. And obviously if you guys are listening to this, I don't know how well you guys would all know Rasen, but hopefully we'll have some new information for all you guys. Rasen, I guess you can start since special guest privileges. What's your history with this beloved series?
Oh man, Cathedral of Shadows people know this pretty well, but here we go. For all of you SMT Network fans out there, here's my introduction into the series, and then just going from there, all the stuff I've played. I'll try to abbreviate it. So, Persona 3 came out as a PSN classic, and I file share on PS3 with my friend. So he said, "Hey, download this," and I said, "Okay, fine, whatever." Played it. I got addicted. Beat it pretty quick. Then I was like, "Oh shit, I love this. I need more."
Wait.
So
So your first introduction to the series was like 2 years ago? Wait, no, last year actually.
it was. I think it's been 2 years now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm pretty recent. Technically, before that, I downloaded a ROM of Devil Survivor 1, and then I died on the Wendigo, and then I said, "This game's bullshit. It's too hard," and then deleted the ROM.
That sounds like what happened when me and Will tried to live stream it.
So yeah, so I didn't even know they were related when I played Persona 3. But then I said, oh shit. So I Wikipedia'd the hell out of it, then said, oh, this Megami Tensei series, this franchise, I should start from the beginning and then just play until the recent games, which is a pretty bad idea. Don't do that, kids. So I downloaded the fan translation for Shin Megami Tensei 1, and I loved the hell out of it, even though the gameplay is dated. I loved the story, loved the atmosphere and gameplay and stuff. From there, I pretty much bought every MegaTen game that's in English, and I did the terrible, terrible thing of starting them all up at once,
Oh
and then
God.
getting a good 10 hours into most of them, and then just dropping them all completely. Aside from
Oh, yeah.
Nocturne, which I got halfway through, and I still have that file somewhere floating around on my memory card. So then from there, I'm like, okay, start over. So then from there, I played Devil Survivor 2, Devil Survivor 1, Soul Hackers when that came out, SMT 4 when that came out, and then a few more games I'm forgetting. Persona 1 I got pretty close to actually playing through seriously, and then I hated the gameplay, so I stopped. So yeah, I'm just kind of working my way through all of these profiles. It's really weird because I have all these save games and I don't remember what I was doing in each of them. So I keep going, okay, I don't remember what I need to do. Do I delete this or do I try?
That's why
figure out.
that's why every game needs to have a Metal Gear Solid 1 function where when you back up, it's like, do you remember? You want to remember what the fuck you were doing? It's
Yeah,
like,
I
thank
love
you.
that. I love that. I've watched Let's Plays or at least playthroughs of all of the games though, so I kind of spoiled myself on all their stories, but to each their own.
So wait, which
yeah.
ones have you actually beaten then?
Ah, shit. Oh, okay, so let's see. Devil Survivor 1 and 2, SMT 1, Persona 3, Soul Hackers 4. I think that's about it. I'm trying to remember.
You've beaten 0 Persona games?
Oh, 3. Persona 3.
Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, man, you started with it.
No, yeah, I beat Persona 3. That was the first one I beat. But yeah, I'm about halfway, or like a little, between a quarter and halfway with all the others, and then I just kind of said screw it, watched Let's Plays of all of them. So working my way through actually experiencing them firsthand. So.
All right. Well, I gotta say though, since you started with SMT1 when you were starting like series from the beginning, I would have totally recommended to you like to just skip the first one and just play If, because If is so much better of a first game to start with in that series.
Cannot understand that game's language, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
If only Atlas just like had a team of just robot translators to just make all these games in English, they would make so much money.
that'd be pretty awesome. Actually, I always thought that, and then when Soul Hackers came out, everyone complained that it was too old school, and I was like, but it's a port of a game from the 90s. What did you expect? So
Yeah, because that's what I almost like a little more about Soul Hackers than like SMT4. Is like it's like it feels like almost like having like a classic one like that released in the exact same year as like a new one. I mean,
the newest.
It's just kind of funny though, especially because like when people were like when all the mainstream sites were reviewing SMT4, like, oh man, this is a classic like RPG stuff. But like all of us like hardcore SMT people were like, this is baby mode game.
Yeah.
It's good baby mode game, and baby mode game in SMT means it's only gonna beat your ass like 3 times, not 9.
Yeah. Oh man, but see, because that's what I've been wondering is if they actually did port over and translate all these games officially, I wonder how they would fare because so many people complain out about Soul Hackers, and that's not even that dated compared to SMT1, SMT2, If, and all that. That I wonder like how people would accept those.
They do very well in
perspective.
Japan because Atlas in Japan released a lot of those on iPod.
Oh yeah. Actually, I own SMT1 for that. It was the worst purchase of my life because the interface is awful. But yeah,
Oh yeah, they're awful ways to play. Like I don't know if anyone plays RPGs on like touchscreens, but they do them.
does the DS count? No. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a different story.
yeah. That's only half of a touchscreen, kind of.
So is there like one you're like playing through now or whatever? Like, is there like a game you're currently playing?
Oh geez, well, equally, I'm playing through my third playthrough of SMT1. Uh, I want to get all the endings in that. I don't know why. I feel compelled to. Then after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
All right, I guess we can just move on to Will then, since Will, I don't even remember all the games, and since like you've played a lot of them recently, because when you came to America, didn't you buy like pretty much every game in the like Devil Saga and Digital Devil
uh,
Saga games or Devil
uh,
Summoner?
I already had okay. So I started off with Persona 4. As I say started.
Like a real fan should.
No. I say I started because I found it and then I played about an hour of it, stopped it, and then I bought Persona 3 first, and then I just decided, yeah, oh, that's game better. I'll play this one instead.
Forever breaking my heart.
So then I finished that, and then I went and finished number 4, and then I believe I bought the Devil Saga games, and then from there I just bought whatever else came out in English, and then yeah, as you said recently, well earlier this year I bought Nocturne and SMT4 and Soul Hackers, and yeah, that's about it. And it's just one of those things. It was like, yeah, I got these games to play. When am I going to play them?
Which is exactly why we're doing Game Club. Because we have all these great games, and if we don't have anything to motivate us to actually beat them, we're fucking never gonna beat these goddamn games.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys it's 100% determination. Just make a list and then
Well, all
just
right.
got to go through all of them.
Will's got no excuse because he's just living it up, freestyling in Australia. Well, at least for me, when SMT4 and Soul Hackers came out, I was like knuckles deep in like reviewing other games. So
Oh,
like it is hard to transition from review mode to RPG grind mode.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
All right, so well, I guess then I can just ask for you then. Will, all right, like what's the last one you played SMT wise recently?
That would have to be. Oh, good God. It would have to be Soul Hackers.
All right. Well, then I guess I will hurry up with mine because you young kiddos acting like the PS2 era was the first one. Some of you guys know I started with good old Revelations Persona and freaked the hell out of that over when I was a kid. See, what try and speed up the history. Start with Persona 1 on the PS1, then I beat the imported Soul Hackers on my Saturn because what else was I going to play on my Saturn? Then I moved into I played a bit of like the Digital Devil Saga and I beat Nocturne. Like Nocturne was like my jam, but then I couldn't really get into Digital Devil Saga too much or Devil Summoner, and it took like Persona 3 to like get me back on like the hype train, and then Persona 4 elevated even more because that will forever be the better game over Persona 3. And in terms of recent stuff, yeah, obviously we had Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Golden, and now this year I have unfortunately not gotten to put in too much time into Soul Hackers or SMT4, which is why we're doing our game club jigger and finally gonna beat those bad boys before anything comes out. I think that I feel like I'm forgetting one though. Oh no. Yeah, because I remember because over the past year I have done a bit more going back. I don't know. Like a lot of game series have this, but I don't know if you guys would agree. Like SMT games, just like you get in this like internet wormhole when you like start looking them up online. Because it just like it leads to like more games that they're all connected to, or like what came out
Yeah.
next. It's just like you like if you were actually buying like every one of these games, you'll just be like broke for life.
I've bought all like every English. I can play every single one that has come out in English because I just like flat out, okay, can I emulate this? No. Okay, let's go to Amazon, buy it right away. That's pretty much what I did for all of them.
So. And I'm still so mad at I'm still so mad we never got the PSP one for Eternal Punishment. That just kills me.
I heard the stuff they added wasn't as important as the stuff they added in Innocent Sin.
Oh no, yeah, it definitely wasn't, just to the fact that we'd played it before, and it was basically more of just a collection kind of thing, and that's the main reason why I'm mad about it. It's I'm not actually oh man, I'll never be able to play it, because I've played the PS1 version. It's just the PS1 version is really bad. It's really bad on all. I mean, Persona 2 in general is the weakest in the series, but it's got so many ridiculous things.
I would say one. I would say one.
Well, see, one has that nostalgia factor for me.
Oh, okay.
In terms of overall game, I give it to 2 based on I find it silly, ridiculous, and all over the place. No, sorry, not.
Oh man, are you saying that because of the dub?
No, well that helps. The dub helps.
That crazy localization.
The dub and Hitler really help make that game memorable.
Oh man.
Yeah, that would be about it.
That makes me wonder if we had gotten Shin Megami Tensei 1 and 2, and I guess if has less things in it. Yeah, if has less terrible things in it than 1 and 2, but it still gets pretty fucked up at some points. What do you think Nintendo would have done to censor them? Because half those demon designs have to go. You can't really have the whole killing God or Lucifer thing because there's no real religion stuff allowed back in those days.
I feel like those games should have released in the 90s under those not authorized by Nintendo stuff. They would have been I feel like they would have been on black SNES cartridges. It would have been some underground stuff you had to find, Bible games.
They would not have sold because if I recall correctly, most stores would refuse to, if they weren't authorized by whatever platform that they came out on. You pretty much couldn't have them in stores.
Yeah. You're never able to. But it was they would always sell dollar stores or whatever. That's where
yo man, I can hook you up with Dash Megami Tensei.
It's yo dude, you want
underground deals?
You want to kill some demons?
Hey kid, want some demon summoning programs?
Have you been playing it? But imagine if it got a TV ad, if SMT was popular in the 90s and it had TV ads and stuff like those, all those other 90s ones would be
the cheesy.
Hey kids, do you like RPGs? I sure do, mister. Is Final Fantasy 2 gay for you? Sure is. Well, let me tell you about this game, and you get speed metal playing over rocking screens of kids playing SMT. They're just fighting against generic demons and stuff. It's whoa!
No, what they do is they have a paper mache Yahweh head just running around, and they cut to these 4 kids just beating the fuck out of it. Then it just cuts to black. Screen fades in, Shin Megami Tensei, buy now, and then it just cuts to the next commercial.
By the way, before it says, by the way, kids, these demons have sex. That's how they make more. Come in 1993, Shin Megami Tensei 1 on Super Nintendo. There's Atlas's slogan, don't tell your parents. Atlas USA would be a very different company these days.
Well, remember how paranoid they were, the American officers were when they were about to release Persona 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
no reason.
If I recall correctly, they were actually apparently with Persona 1 and 2. I've read this. There's some article. They got hate from just Persona 1 and 2 coming over, and those were really watered down in comparison to the Japanese versions.
Yeah, and it was so weird because all the hate they got was just out of nowhere. It was just random parents my little Billy's been playing this demonic worshiping game.
To be completely honest, in comparison to Persona 1 and 2, I would say it's they really aren't, but I'd say something like Final Fantasy Tactics or Xenogears would be more sacrilegious than either of the early Persona games were. To be at least the localized versions we got, they were pretty tame.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think it's whereas those games have them in it, but you have to think about how much work you get to actually get to those points. I think it's because the fact that SMT and Persona games, they are heavy right off.
Straight up tarot cards right in the beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, for God's sakes, even as much as people harp on Persona 4 for being cheery and stuff, the opening of every one of those versions of that game have dead people hanging off ceilings.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you gotta love something that has like poppy J-pop hidden along with dead people's bodies.
Persona 4 is strange because it's so like the 98% of that game you play through is light as hell, and then you get to the 2% that's really fucked up, and it's like, wow, like it adds like a whole new like shock value. Whereas with other SMT games, it's dark all the way through, so like the dark stuff is it's a surprise, but not as big as a surprise. Then the Persona 4 is like, yay, happy yellow bright colors, and then it's like, oh shit, someone just
Yeah,
got murdered.
because in like Persona 3, you kind of got comfortable with the dark shit, and then with
Until
Persona
the
4,
ending.
yeah, but then with Persona 4, it was like, wait, I I thought I thought we were gonna hang out and have fun at school. What the fuck was going on here?
Hey,
Why
Digital
did
Devil
you have to
Saga.
do that to Nanako? Let's go kill a man to get rid of our emotions.
Well, Digital Devil Saga, it's like you're pretty like just in the mood for dark shit after the opening. It's like, oh hey, there's the gang war going on. Oh shit, people are eating each other. Okay, yeah, I see what type of game this is. So yeah, the other games kind of you get in this state of just this is pretty grim the entire way through, and it kind of just stays that way.
They're really good Christmas games when you think about it. Just really get you in that nice, depressing holiday spirit.
I guess you should play Soul Hackers during Cyber Monday. There you go. It's all up in there.
That would have been good promotion for Atlas.
That would have been.
Although promotion and the words promotion and Atlas, I don't think it exists.
Hey, they have this eShop sale right now.
All right, I got a beef with that. I don't know about you guys. Like, I gotta like ask you guys a question. I
Here
love
it comes.
Atlas games and I love them on sale and stuff, but I'm just like, I have zero interest in downloading any games of theirs. Like, I like having the box. It's like, get me a retail copy of GTFO.
Nah,
I don't know. For me, it's a point where the roads are icy and hell, and I don't want to drive the 20 minutes to go to the GameStop because it may be a matter of life and death. So I think I'll download it instead, which I did with Etrian Odyssey. Actually, I did it for both reasons. One, because I didn't want to get the retail box or wait for Amazon to get it, and two, they were like $10 cheaper than retail. So I'm like, yeah, what the hell, I'll bite.
You
So
you know you're in a small town when you refer to your GameStop as the GameStop.
yeah, yeah, that's true. It's pretty true.
It's okay. I'm pretty much like Mr. Suburbio compared to everyone else I talk to.
Okay.
Will, because you only got like the one game, the one EB games, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we don't have other game stuffs. Not I mean game shops down here.
I'm
Good
just in
old
the middle of the forest here in northern Wisconsin. Don't feel bad.
no mom and grop shops where you are.
No.
No, just we have four places to buy games, two of which are terrible. There's a Walmart, there's a Target, and you can't really find anything there unless it's really popular. And there's
Walmart's good if you want to go somewhere that it's going to be a big midnight launch, and Target's good for clearance.
yeah,
They're just not good
Target.
for like day one games.
I got my first headset. It was like some $80 headset there on clearance for $20, and it was the best day of my life. It was awesome. But no, and then there's the Best Buy. Then there's the GameStop. See, no. So those are the only four places to buy shit in my town, like electronics wise. So yeah.
Thanks, Amazon.
Yeah, I know. I love Amazon. Actually, I almost forgot to say I bought two of the Tales games from there from Christmas. I almost forgot about those. Yeah, I got Zillia and what's the other one? Abyss.
Grace's F.
No, Grace's F. Actually, this is weird. I tried finding a good Amazon order for that, but the shipping on each of them was crazy. So I'm like, I'll just get it off PSN. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I continue to
Good
get
games,
crap. I continue to get every day. Like I mentioned those series, like I get crap. Like, have you played those yet, Spencer? I'm like, nah.
I haven't played them either, and people are like, "Hey, you need to." So I finally just caved in and bought it.
I mean, I think we can all agree. We all get to a point when we're like, I'm officially a fan of too many RPG games.
Yeah, it's hard because they're all so long now.
I used to love Dragon Warrior. I mean, no, Dragon Quest. Sorry, old names. I used to love Dragon Quest games, and like 9 was out. It was like, no, I'm good. Like those, like it's like if a game doesn't like just immediately jump out at me as like doing something interesting or cool, it's like pretty much just like dead right away. That's like while people give me a bunch of crap for like the Tales games, like I know they're good games, but like nothing about them is like, man, I'm missing out on the game of a generation by not playing it. But then you see something like Ni no Kuni released this year, and then I was like, all right, free time to make some.
See, the Tales games, I still don't really know what they're about or what's so great about them. Supposedly, everyone just keeps telling me they're really good and I need to play them. So I finally was like,
It's actually just because they're Japanese. That's the only reason.
Well, it's mainly because like it's one of those things where you feel like a anime fan or otaku is like because if you play those games, it's pretty much it's very similar to watching an entire series of an anime, and it's just
so it's guilty pleasure, the game.
Probably, I don't know.
Okay.
But it has one of those things where like the characters they interact a lot more than most other RPG series would. Because like
does it have social links?
Yeah, I was gonna say we kind of have a whole game that's about interacting with characters.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like pretty much every 5 minutes you've always got the characters in some kind of a conversation, and it's just hilarious and entertaining to watch. So yeah.
So a lot of character development stuff going on. Okay,
yeah.
I'm down with that. I like anything that has strong characters. Like a story could be terrible, but as long as the characters are likable, I'd suffer through it.
I've heard it has pretty weak female characters though in almost all the games, even when they're the main
say most RPGs do.
I would say seriously, Persona. I can't think of like a main woman character who's bad in the later Persona games. Earlier, definitely. I mean, God, they coma most of the interesting characters.
Fuka. I think
Fuka's good, but that's just if you like. The thing about it though is you have to go out of your way to make her a good character though.
Yeah,
and that's almost like it with any of the characters. Like Akihiko could be the most boring character who becomes cool at the end if you never talk to him.
Apparently, the female route, and I've never played Persona 3 Portable. Apparently, if you play as the female, you get a lot more interaction with the males because they're actual social links in that.
You do, and no joke, Akihiko is the hardest person to date, but it's the funniest when you find out his secret. His secret in that game, everyone, pro tip over here for all you Persona 3 Portable players, is he is addicted to ramen, and he basically you offer to buy him ramen, he'll do you in a heartbeat. He will become your husbando before you can even say what.
I like to think there's 20 people just scrambling to fill like a notebook.
Oh my god! I gotta go see what he does on Christmas now.
ramen. They're just like taking notes furiously,
just pouring it down his mouth. Telling he's like, love me more.
There's like someone with like an Akihiko body pillow just throwing packets of ramen furiously at it right now.
Oh, body pillows! Shame of the universe. All right. Well, I guess we can kind of move on. Wait, actually, since I do have you here. I thought I would ask this, Rasen. Thoughts on Catherine?
Haven't played it. So no thoughts, honestly.
It's the world's sexiest Q*bert remake.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, definitely something you need to play if you are a fan of good stories.
Isn't it more like of a puzzle game, though? That's the aspect that I don't really care for. I'm not a puzzle game guy, but if the story's strong enough, yeah, I can...
no, yeah. Like if you want to just put that game on easy, and trust me, easy on that game is normal for any other game. Yeah, it's basically just like I don't know. I feel weird calling it a puzzle game because while like the whole gameplay, like when you're moving around as Vincent, is that I really consider more of the like interacting with character stuff as like more prevalent than the.
So it's like half visual novel, half puzzle.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The half that's part puzzle is ball-crushingly difficult. I mean, I don't know, like, Will, wouldn't you say it's pretty fair, like, people who played through Catherine, like, remembering what it's like beating that last stage is pretty much like you remember where you were when?
Yeah.
Because that last stage, I was, like, about to pull my hair out.
Couldn't you just gamify Q's all, like, the maps or whatever, or are they randomized?
Because it's all randomized.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, so it is super frustrating to be like, all right, so just get block full. I mean, even if you would, that'd be the worst like game facts ever. Go to third block, push forward, pull out, hang off ledge, move 3 times to left, now up, push block right 1 step, get on said block, and move on to second level. Repeat for 50 more levels, please.
Yeah, see, this guy right here was the guy who decided that he was going to go it on extra hard mode or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, we replayed it very shoddily last year because a couple of our hosts hadn't played it either, and I thought it would just be like a fun Christmassy game because it is like kind of horror-y. And so we were all replaying, and most of them were playing through on normal or easy, and I was playing through on very hard mode, and I was about to like casterize myself.
It's beautiful. So
Oh,
did you eventually just break the game? Or Merry Christmas for everyone.
I know I actually never beat it on very hard mode because that last level is ridiculous, and I even think it is called, like, I think it is like just to be epitome, just called heaven, because it is the opposite of that. No, yeah, but Catherine, yeah, I mean, and plus it's super cheap. I think it's even been on
It's
PlayStation
funny,
Plus once. It's been on PlayStation Plus in Europe before too.
I might actually buy it right now. Let's go check
You go,
it
yeah,
out.
you got Christmas money. It's a very festive game of cheating your girlfriend.
Yep, there we go. Let's see. Catherine, PS3.
Yeah, that's the thing I always think about more actually is the
Yeah, it's
fact
20
that
bucks.
is the game just asks you questions a lot. Like it's a lot of like questions, kind of like a visual novel, but like it's really fun to just play through and like answer those how like I honestly would. Will, what did you end up doing? Did you end up cheating on Catherine with the C, or no, cheating with her in the end, or staying with the?
I never finished past the second dream.
Oh yeah. Hard game to play through if people suck at puzzle games.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Maybe that'll be like a level of hell nowadays. Satan will hear this show and just think, new level of hell. Write the Catherine strategy guide.
Man, when you said the final level is intensely hard, it just reminds me of Devil Survivor 2, where the game is like moderately. It's kind of hard, but if you know what you're doing, and by know what you're doing, I mean you have like some sort of experience with strategy RPGs, you should be fine. Also, like the last 2 days happen, and it just becomes the worst thing ever with difficulty spikes.
It basically just turns into a Dark Souls porn.
Yeah, it's the Dark Souls of Persona. That's what the cool kids call SMT4 nowadays.
Pretty much actually. It's pretty fitting. All right. Well, I guess we can kind of hop into questions and stuff because we've been rambling for like almost an hour or so.
Oh, geez.
All right, I got the first one from friend of the show, Alan Martinez, and he said, "What games are you guys all excited for, and are you worried the game disaster might happen in the end of the year?" And I think it means just basically what games are we like out of all the games coming out next year are we most excited for? And by game disaster, like a lot of people have been kind of talking about this more, like a sort of games crash like we had in the 80s, but now. So I guess we can like kind of tackle the first one. So like Rasen, what are 5 games you're most looking forward to next year?
Oh man, okay. Let's do this. Ultra Street Fighter 4. Ultra Street Fighter 4. Second one, it's probably going to be Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I don't really know if it's going to be good or not. I'm concerned for that game's quality, but you never know.
The best demo you've ever played.
Exactly. So that's 2. Tales of Symphonia HD Chronicles, whatever it's called, because I've been meaning to play Tales of Symphonia, and I think it's like the Wii sequel that they packed in there too or something. I've been meaning to play those for a while now. Yeah, well, everyone says it's pretty subpar quality-wise, so I don't know. I'll try that one out.
I think that was just kind of implied.
No More Heroes is pretty good. That was a weak game, but okay. So then, crap. What else? So that's 3. Final Fantasy X and 10-2 HD. Isn't Watch Dogs coming out next year? I guess I'll say that.
Yeah.
That looks interesting.
Answer.
Yeah. Just threw that one in there. It's really those 4, and then I guess Watch Dogs looks semi-interesting. Also, it's an open world game in Chicago. We never get those, so.
I really hope that the hot dogs look realistic in that game. Some next gen Chicago hot dogs.
Hope you can go chill out by the Sears Tower.
Oh man, get some Portillo's there. next gen hot dog physics.
Or get some of that deep dish pizza.
Yes, next gen
it's
deep
so
dish
delicious.
Pizza. Use your PlayStation Move controller to actually eat the pizza.
Eat your PlayStation Move controller.
Hey, well, what are you gonna do? Play games with it?
Does anyone use their PlayStation Move? I've never seen anyone actually use one in real life.
I always meant to buy them when they got cheaper, and then never actually realized the fact that once they got cheaper, no one would I wouldn't want them, because they launched at $40, and like $40 for a normal like dildo covered one, and then the navigational controller is $30. And I was looking at that, and they're like both now $5 a piece, and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm never going to use you.
yeah.
All right, Will. So what are your top 5 games of next year?
Okay. First off would be Titanfall. And then the South Park game, Stick of Truth, Watch Dogs, Destiny, and don't know what the third one would be. The fifth one, I mean. Probably have to be Kingdom Hearts 2.5.
Wow, that was like I was super surprised it was less Japanese filled than I thought. Also, why Kingdom Hearts and not Final Fantasy?
Is Final Fantasy
Because
coming out next year?
Yeah, we have 3 Final Fantasy games next year. That's gonna be awesome.
Wait, which ones are coming out? Lightning Returns, and then
14, and then the 10 and 10-2.
I thought 14 was out.
No, on PS4.
Oh,
but the game's already out.
Well, yeah, but the PS4 version's gonna, dude. You remember how everyone pretty much had slowed down service on Christmas Day? It's gonna be like that on Final Fantasy 14.
Dude, I'm playing the PS4 version right now.
Oh, PC games. No, yeah, so yeah, there's a buttload of Final Fantasy games coming out. I should know.
I forgot. There was another one. Sunset Overdrive. That's an awesome game.
Wait, so that's number 1 instead of Kingdom Hearts?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I used to love Insomniac. They do not have that much faith in me. All right. Well, I guess. All right. So number 5 for me would have to be. This is tough. Number 5 is probably Titanfall, just because I'm really excited to hopefully get into a first-person shooter again, because I haven't really been into one since Black Ops 2, like a lot. Number 4 would have to be Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, just due to the fact that I don't care what anyone says, I'm super excited for Clothing Simulator, the fighting game. Number 3 is probably going to be Persona 5. Shame on you guys for having not mentioned that yet.
it's not coming out in the States or definitely not Europe and Australia. So
Yeah.
We're locking in that Twitter account. Is Persona 5 coming to Europe? No.
I should make that.
So yeah, Persona 5 is mine, just based on the fact that all right, fine. If I'm not allowed to say Persona 5, then I'll replace it with Persona Dancing All Night, because I'm legitimately more excited about that than all the other spin-offs.
But would that even be coming out here?
Yeah, why would that not come out here?
Well, I mean,
by
this
2014.
Year. But yeah, by 2014.
I bet you it comes out. I bet you it comes out very close to each other when it comes out.
Maybe I can see January. Maybe, I'm not sure.
We're talking fiscal 2014 here, so we're gonna move that moves us up to a little bit of 2015.
Okay,
I need to have some wiggle room, please.
Fine, carry on with your bullshit list. No.
Number 2 is going to be Ground Zeroes, because I have a lot more faith in that game than I probably should. But goddamn it, if Hideo freaking Kojima is not my main man.
Do you trust him to talk about child soldiers, though?
I trust him to do.
Because I don't.
Oh no, man! I would trust. I've trusted that man for like things like I probably would should have. It's like, while I love that game, like for the story above everything else, my most underappreciated game of this year is Rising, which does nothing at all in terms of interesting story, but has just a ridiculously awesome time doing it.
That's my game of the year, actually. Was Rising.
Thank God! Oh, thank God! Can you believe that is on no one's game of the year list for like anything?
I've seen it on a few, not like actual big websites, but I usually don't.
There are 2 things that should be on.
Anyways.
That at least should be on multi-platform game of the year and best soundtrack of the year.
It's definitely the best character action game of the year.
Oh, seriously, that's Platinum's like. After playing that game, I was like, man, I'm so glad about a Wii U. Because if Bayonetta 2 is gonna be anything like Rising, wow.
I want a Wii U for that and SMT Crossfire Emblem. And actually Wonderful 101, but that's out now, so.
All right, and so my number 1 is probably going to be... Why, I just had it, too. Oh yeah,
God damn it.
I was just talking about it too. Yeah, Final Fantasy X and 10.2 HD remastered.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dark Souls 2, but no man.
Oh
No,
shit, that's coming out. Oh yeah, that's coming out next. Okay,
I'm
yeah, that's
very
on my list
excited
too.
for Dark Souls 2, but after having played it as much as I have, I'm kind of like, I really like this game, and it's a lot better looking and has a lot of good things. But I'm probably gonna like have more of an oh shit moment like when I get like a lot more time on it, as opposed to other things. I'm just kind of probably more excited. I'd say it's tied for first though. Oh, not first. It's tied for fifth, like next to Titanfall.
Okay.
Souls 2. Are you a big Dark Souls fan, Rasen?
Oh my god, I love that game. I still need to play Demon Souls.
Did you play the beta for Dark Souls 2?
No, I did not make it, unfortunately. I was actually out of town when that stuff was going down,
There was a
unfortunately.
moment when the final beta was happening. The last half an hour of the game, the game alerts everyone, letting you guys know we're turning the game's difficulty up to maximum. So enjoy the last half hour of the game.
Wait, the
Oh
game
my
has
god.
difficulty setting stuff? Or...
No. They were
just to get
since it was
everyone
all
off.
online, they were all balancing it, and they were like, let's just make it really hard.
That's awesome.
For the last half hour?
Yeah, the last half, and of course, knowing my luck, I was playing as the dual wielder who has no defense.
Oh man, that reminds me. I had two games from EA, and EA kind of when their games stopped being played online, they just shut down the online altogether. So it was some Medal of Honor game for the Wii, and it was some Army of Two, I want to say, for PS3. I was there for both of those games online when they shut down just to see what would happen. Medal of Honor just like had like a, oh yeah, the online's done forever. Okay, bye. Thanks for playing. Then Army of Two was like it let us finish the round if I recall, and then after we finished the round, just flat out black screen and like the game froze. And I was like, oh, thanks EA. So
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of games aren't really designed to be like fucking just turned off. That's why
yeah.
like I can't wait because Sony's closing a bunch of games, and I can't wait to see like how stuff like Gran Turismo 5 that has so many online features. I can't wait for that to just be like you'll never be able to.
Are they shutting that one down?
Yeah, they're shutting down Gran Turismo 5. They're shutting down Resistance 1, 2, 3, and all the SOCOM games and MAG.
Wait, didn't that just come out?
No, Gran Turismo 6 just came out.
Oh, right. Sorry, I lost count.
Yeah, guys, it sold really bad. So bad that anyone else who bought it is getting a slap in the face.
Nice.
Well, I guess do you want to throw in a? Oh, gee, I just realized that was like half of that question. Half of that question took up like 20 minutes. The other one, I guess we can kind of get a little quicker. Like, how do you guys feel about there being a potential games crash as people have been worried about?
I got this. So, first of all, the first thing I want to say is everyone always refers to the game crash of 87, was it? Something like that.
It was 80.
Oh, was it? Oh,
87 is like when we were like in the height of games on the NES.
I thought that was like 89, but okay. Yeah, sorry, I was confused. Yeah. So that game crash. Ataris were not as big as, or it didn't permeate the culture as much as video games have now, and people don't seem to get that. Video games then were pretty much toys for kids, or like little side things that you owned because you could afford them and dick around with them. It was just some like little gadget thing that people had in their homes. It did not permeate the culture as much as games have now.
It was like the Wii U in a lot of ways.
Yeah, a little bit, except probably even less so. To be completely honest, that's the reason arcades were always big and they remained big, is you would go there if you wanted video game high quality experience stuff going on. Video games nowadays are huge, probably one of the bigger industries or like forms of media, whatever.
It's definitely up
Case in
there with
point,
it's definitely up there with movies and like TV.
GTA 5 is the fastest and largest selling anything ever made in terms of media.
And most expensive piece of entertainment ever made.
Yeah.
my
There's
God.
just looking at that alone, there is no way in hell that there will be another crash in recent times. Maybe in like a decade or so or something, but in like a couple years, I highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah, so for all you people out there on the internet, just because everyone on NeoGAF agrees that the internet and games suck, trust me, you're a percentage of millions and millions of other people who love the way things are now.
Is NeoGAF really that down about that? I didn't think so.
NeoGAF like goes through highs and lows of the games industry is garbage. I mean, like remember
The entire website, though, I'm sure the users there have individual opinions.
Oh yeah, obviously not but I mean like take the like resolution gate crap that it was happening right before the next gen's launch. Like everyone was freaking out. Oh man, it's like the end of like games coverage and stuff. And now with the YouTube stuff, like oh man, games are just making everything so much more difficult. It's all gonna blow up in everyone's faces. It's like at the end of the day, we are still going to be getting great games. And coming from someone who like writes about video games and you've done like YouTube stuff as well, is like if all those mediums blew up, we would still have people making games because people are still gonna buy games.
The thing is too is people keep saying, "Oh, gaming's getting worse. Gaming's getting worse." And in terms of first of all retail price, it's actually gone down, believe it or not, in most places. Case in point, a lot of Nintendo 64 games retailed at upwards to $70-$80.
And that's when the dollar was higher than it is now.
Yeah.
Like aren't like yeah, I think like Nintendo games like nowadays would be like oh my god, probably like over $100 or so.
Yeah, like man, it's actually gotten pretty down. And also the convenience of Amazon, the convenience of used game stores that back then, chances are with the cartridges and how people took care of shit back then, chances are if you bought a used game way back in early 2000, late 90s, they wouldn't work half the time. In terms of downloadable content and stuff, yeah, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, you don't need to buy it. So I'm gonna say that gaming overall, maybe there's some crappy things here and there, but overall, I'd say it's just gotten better as the years have gone on.
And it's also showing that like the games industry is learning from its mistakes too. Like just recently, like 2013 was the end of season passes. I mean, not season passes, online passes. Online passes are finally all gone. Like no game is doing
unless they're
passes.
first party.
No, like season what other first party games are doing season?
Well, they have the ability to. Both the console manufacturers, if they want, they could technically have.
Well, yes,
passes.
But I mean, they've all been on record.
Else.
They've all been on record saying that no, we're not doing that anymore. But I think the fact is they basically replaced it with season passes. I think that's a much better thing to like bet early money on than anything. And
that's all optional stuff too. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like people who get mad at season passes, like it never really makes sense to me. It's like you need to like research it before you actually like buy. It's like buying a game. It's like a season pass is just like buying a game. If you're someone who gets upset about like buying things sometimes, well, look who makes it and look what's coming out for it. Like a good one is like season passes range from really really good, such as the Borderlands one. That was really good. It included
great.
4 great like DLC expansions and a level cap increase. Well, take a look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty seems to be the worst, but that's just because they know they can get away with it. Charge $50 as well as getting none of the other DLC. All you get is 4 packs. Call of Duty gets tons of DLC like all the time. It's basically on the like close edge of microtransactions, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, along with like Forza 5 when that launched, like really bad season passes. But there's some stuff out there. It's like just research on it and just don't complain. Internet needs to stop complaining so much because we make bigger deals out of things.
The only times I feel like it's really the only time I feel like when it's really justified is if it was on the disc or it was something like, I know there's a lot of like RPGs or just other game series where they'll take something that used to just be in the full game in previous installments and then make it DLC. Case in point, SMT4, the bonus bosses or the bigger bonus bosses are DLC.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of shitty.
Like, when you see how like cheap they are, like nothing DLC wise in SMT4 was ever over $5.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still. I felt like it still should have been the game. That's still $5 extra, but
yeah, like when you think about it, it's like look at how much content is in there though. Like it's really the epitome of like all right. Like when I consider how much like bang I'm getting for my buck. Like I viewed it like I spent when SMT4 came out this year. Remember you got that $30 credit if you registered that and Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
like I spent all of that $30 on SMT4 DLC just as like, all right, I know half of these are just garbage outfits I'm never going to wear or like bonus maps used for leveling up. I'm totally cool with that. Just due to the fact that I like this game and I want to support this game.
Fair enough.
It's like the DLC for Persona 4 Arena. We bought glasses, people. We paid $8 for glasses, and I don't regret it.
See, that's all cosmetic though. That's not really much extra gameplay stuff. With SMT4, it's actually changing the gameplay experience.
In like very like minor ways, I would never really say like it made the game like ridiculously easy unless you like grinded it.
Well, a lot of the side quest stuff was basically, if you don't want to do things legitimately here, just get all these bonus at points and all this. Like a lot of the side quest stuff for the DLC was kind of pay to win ish, but you didn't need you could. It was never a point where it's like, oh shit, better buy the DLC because this is too hard.
It didn't feel pay to win, and to me, it felt more like pay to not need to grind. Actually, as someone who actually bought it, I played him and I wanted to try it out, and I was like, I messed around with them and I was like, okay, I'm actually good for this boss fight. Whereas like opposed to when I had done it earlier, I was like, oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked to me in this boss, but I do not feel like grinding. Plus, like you get to explore a new area and just get like a different sets of things. It's just new enough and like, but not enough to the point where like you go into God mode after beating one baby dungeon.
It definitely helps though, and I don't know, like that's where it's like a fine line where it's like I'd prefer it just not be there or be part of the full game. But at the same time, at least it's not something that's locked away on the game cart. Because that's the worst, is when it's something that's in the game, just you need to buy the key to unlock it. It's like, that's shitty. But luckily, SMT4 DLC, all of it is actual add-on content. So that's nice.
Yeah, and like one other thing I kind of want to get your guys' opinion on is like, so an issue I feel like I'm surprised we don't hear a lot about now is the fact that like when games like RPGs and stuff from Japan that use DLC in like really bad ways, it'll be like whether they're on the disc or like crappy outfits or stuff like that. If we have to wait like 6+ months for a game to come out localized, why am I still paying for the DLC? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it takes us so long to get these like Tales games. Like Will, like how do you feel about the fact that you get none of the DLC after waiting so long for all these Tales games?
Well, for one, I don't buy DLC, but
If you did,
yeah, if I did, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, for one, when they spend like, I don't know how much most time will it take for them to just actually, like put the data onto the actual localized game disc. I don't know.
Yeah, that might add on to costs and stuff too. That might not always be feasible. Like I know with Tales, they don't necessarily sell the greatest over here, so that might not even be viable for them.
well, I mean, like, but they've like even done it to an extent because the collector's edition of Xillia had like all the DLC, and I think doing stuff
Was
like
it the same price as the retail? Or was it a little bit more?
Oh no, it was like a collection. I think it was like the $100 edition or something.
Oh, see, well then the $100, the extra 40 goes towards.
But yeah,
the
but like
DLC
you also
stuff,
get like
yeah.
a huge statue and I think a soundtrack or something else.
Oh,
Like it was like a legitimate like well put collector's edition. Like excuses like that for Japanese games and stuff like that. The only kind of stuff that I get that they can't do is when it's for licensed team ups. Like if you want to have a Miku outfit in a random RPG, yeah, obviously they can't just be throwing that in whenever. But if it's like, hey, from previous game, kind of like how you were saying, like no, you are holding yourself back from putting that in.
it's really weird too because it's really strange because DLC as a whole, it kind of started with multiplayer games where it's extra maps, it's extra stuff, and then now it's kind of moved more into the single player aspect of things, especially with RPGs, and it's really weird where they draw the line sometimes where this is like, here you go, this is an extra weapon for you to help you out for grinding, or this is a weapon that'll help beat the next boss, or maybe this is a side quest that you didn't have access to but now you do. It's a little strange because it feels a little more ambiguous about how pricing and just overall how the DLC should be handled in comparison to the other multiplayer stuff. It's a little weird that way.
Yeah, I've always found that the Japanese are, for some reason or another, have the worst ways of using digital space.
Which is weird because like I really feel like RPGs like are some of like the best mediums, like if used right can just like do DLC very very well. But that's like if they actually use it in proper ways, like Final Fantasy 13 2. Whether you like how you feel about the DLC, like the fact that they had expansions of the story and stuff that were like had cutscenes, new bosses, and whatever, and different things like that was cool. Like that's a cool way to add on to an RPG. Whether like how you feel about what was in that DLC is a whole other
Yeah.
story. But like it shouldn't just be costumes and weapons. That just really feels like the lazy way out of wanting to make a couple extra bucks.
Well, what I like about the SMT4 DLC is it's also a thing where, do you like bonus bosses? Sure, then buy it. If you don't like bonus bosses, you're not missing anything if you don't buy these. So I like when it's kind of easier. Sometimes you get these aspects of RPGs and stuff where it's like this DLC adds in a bunch of stuff, but I only like half of the things in it, so I'm gonna get it anyways, and then you might feel a little burnt out on your money. Like specifically, there's a few games where it's like, hey, it's a quest or a side quest or something, then you get the reward, and I don't like the reward, but I want to experience the quest and do all the fights and that and stuff. So it's a little weird because sometimes they like mush them in with each other and stuff too and combine them. So it's kind of hard with RPGs.
Maybe one of these days we'll finally get every game to have DLC the way Professor Layton does DLC, and everyone will be happy.
I still think the greatest DLC practices ever are actually done by Rockstar, because every time you buy a DLC thing for them, it's always packed full of a lot of great content, and you can tell that they really tried hard to make it worth the purchase. Case in point, the Grand Theft Auto 4 DLC. Both of the chapters were really good and added a shit ton of stuff that wasn't in the main game.
Those games are so the DLC in those games are so good. They not only warranted their own disc, they actually made GTA 4 like a better game. Like
Yeah,
the DLC was better than the game that started it.
yeah. In a lot of ways, it was, especially with like gameplay wise, the stuff they added in or like the
I mean,
missions they had to do.
even stuff with like Red Dead Redemption. Undead Nightmare is a $10. When you look at Undead
Oh my
Nightmare
god,
and see
Undead
that
Nightmare
that's
is
only
so good.
$10, and just like there is a reason that game was put onto like because you guys know they actually made a retail thing just for Undead Nightmare, right?
Yeah,
Like all it was that and the whole multiplayer for $30. Like that was such a steal.
that is. It's and I mean I would not feel bad if I just wanted to play Undead Nightmare. I would totally pay $30 for that. It's worth it. It's good enough.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of weird like thinking about it because like imagine like what it would be like if Persona 3 just got delayed and was like a PS3 game, and then instead of getting Fez, we got it as a DLC thing as well. I bet you Fez would be like one of the like, biggest like up there with Rockstar stuff. Like you say like pay like 15-20 bucks and you get this like 30-hour expansion and that like was a legitimate epilogue.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, that the other thing I kind of like about DLC, and I'm kind of depressed more companies don't do this, is you get actually Capcom is pretty good with this actually, is you get games where it's like, hey, you need to buy an entire new game to experience a updated re-release, and it's like, why couldn't you just make it DLC? Case in point, Capcom, what they've been doing with Street Fighter 4 is you can buy it retail or you can just get the update, and it's $10 cheaper. I like that, and I kind of wish more like makers did that.
Yeah, like Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen.
You couldn't get that as DLC.
Nope.
You had to buy it. Oh wow,
That is that is
sucks.
actually a bit of an inside story that I don't mind talking about now because I know the dude who has told me has gotten fired and doesn't care about that from Capcom. Capcom legitimately went out of their way to lie to everyone's face that that game is not. And you can find there's like other sources have talked about this before, and like it's all like rumor bait stuff. But I mean, it comes off like this, so it's not like it's that hard to believe. Like that game could have totally been DLC, but from the moment it got announced, everyone was like, "Nah, it has to be its own full disc game for an expansion pack."
Yeah, wasn't it pretty damn good though? So
Oh no, it was great, but I
yeah,
mean, like I mean,
it
it
could have
made
been
it sold.
DLC.
Yeah, it could have been DLC, and I bet it would have done a lot better than how it sold at retail.
Yeah,
and now it's free for everyone to play on Plus, and no one bought it. But yeah, Capcom does some good stuff with that, and I think Sony is probably one of the least thought of people in terms of really doing DLC really well. One of the first things that is cross-buy DLC I've ever thought of. Well, hell, Sony invented cross-buy in terms of DLC in games, but most people probably don't remember it. But do you guys when's the last time you guys played Little Big Planet?
Forever ago.
Well,
when I got it for free after the PSN outage, and then I never played it again.
Well, people like me who have spent literally hundreds of dollars on that game, and there's still costumes and sets coming out for that every week, which blows my mind.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, they just they just released a season pass for and they are now doing DC levels and DC costumes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because they sell really, really well. And if you buy anything in that game from the very first game, it will go to Little Big Planet 1, 2, karting, and Vita. And that is just one price, all free, as long as you buy it once.
Wow, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I've talked to people I know who work at Sony. That game makes them a killing. Because it's just there's so many platforms and there's just one giant market for all this DLC stuff. Yeah, seriously, my PlayStation download list is half Little Big Planet costumes. Because from 2008 when the game launched to probably up to 2011, I have every single thing of DLC they released from that time span. And even now and then, I'll still buy a cool costume, or they even do these things whenever they release a game or do beta testing, a launch day T-shirt. It's $5. You have launch week to buy it, and then it's never there again.
You know what game I think could have done pretty well in terms of DLC content and proper DLC if it had sold it all Sony wise is actually PlayStation All Stars, but no one bought it and no one supported it. So.
I supported the hell out of that game.
Well, apparently they were working on Dart from Legend of Dragoon to be DLC.
Yeah,
and I would have bought the game immediately. If Dart had come to that game, I would have had to have bought it because I'm a huge Legend of Dragoon fan. So.
Oh man. So yeah, a super super awesome question there, Alan Martinez. I think we just spent half an hour on just that one.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw a question out of your email that you guys might have gotten?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so this is from Teddy, and he says, you are a member of Atlas's localization team, tasked with localizing one of the Japanese-only games in the franchise. This is MegaTen, of course. But there's a catch. You have been paid $1 million by another company to sabotage the game by making the absolute worst localization decisions possible. Which game would you pick, and how would you ruin it?
Game of Thrones the game.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, no, it has to be a MegaTen game.
Oh, I thought you just meant an Atlas game. Okay.
Oh, no. It has to be a MegaTen game. One of the Japanese only ones, and then how would you ruin the localization? So, man,
God.
I'd probably take Devil Summoner or something, then Americanize it to high hell. Just every time they have to go somewhere, man, we need to go past the Arkansas Bridge. And just stupid shit like that, and then make characters different nationalities and races for whatever reason. Persona 1 it to an extent, but even worse, where everyone is just completely different than the original character. Even the people that show up in Soul Hackers make them different for some reason, just to confuse everyone.
That would get. Oh my god. And
region lock it. Bam.
Now the internet just fully hates you then. Oh, geez, that's really hard. Because there's so many unreleased games.
I got something of an idea.
You go.
Okay. What I do is I localize Shin Megami Tensei, the first one.
Oh god.
And then
wait, which version?
Whichever's the more advanced version.
So the iPhone version.
Okay, but here's the catch. I'm gonna put a little spin on it. I'm gonna do what they did in the '80s with anime. I'm gonna get the best voice acting performances ever, but with the worst translations possible.
You're a madman.
Oh my god, that game wasn't voice acted in any form whatsoever. So you would actually add the voice acting.
I would, and that's why I would hate it.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Jesus, there's so many, so hard. Oh no, I got it. I got it. All right, this one's gonna be like, I'm gonna do it in total Atlas form too. All right, one of our most beloved, because you know how like they don't do it as much, but remember Atlas Faithful emails would like tease games like weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would have it like this, like you start sending emails out to everybody. One of our most beloved series, having never come across the one, like one of our origin series is finally being localized, and we're doing it just because all of you wanted it so bad.
Oh no.
And then after 3 months of saying nothing after that and speculation with teaser images and stuff, all right guys, we're gonna localize the last Bible series. And in
Really?
case
Actually, the
anyone
first.
doesn't know what the last Bible series is, do you guys even know?
Yeah.
They released the very
Revelations,
first.
the Demon Slayer.
Yeah, exactly. We had the first one, so America finally gets it. Last Bible 2, Megami Tensei Gaiden, coming to your 3DS Virtual Console.
Fun fact: if anyone listening to this is a huge Last Bible fan, Last Bible 2 and another game called Another Bible actually have fan translations out. You can play them. They're not very great, but you can play them.
Yeah, so that would have to be mine, and it would be like all this hype lead up, and not even for like a remake. It's just a localization on the 3DS Virtual Console.
No, no, even better, just actual carts.
Yeah,
Just in
we'll make
retail
it,
stores.
but oh wait, but it'll
First.
only be able to be bought by Platinum Club Nintendo members for legitimate money.
It's full retail price, just $40 for each, just right
Oh no
next
no
to
no no no, not 40. We're going SMT 4 price,
50.
49.99.
Okay. Does it not even coming with the guidebook?
No, it only comes instead of like half the guidebook. It comes with a fourth of the guidebook.
Oh man.
That would have to be mine. I had to think about it. There were so many great games we never got.
To be completely honest, the only one that I really think if they localized would have any success is Devil Summoner because we got Soul Hackers, and I think the Soul Hackers crowd would like to experience Devil Summoner 1. The other games I think need a lot of retooling to be enjoyed by a modern audience, or at least a lot of forgiving on the part of the player, which is a shame.
In terms of stuff we actually never really get to hear a lot about, we've mentioned some of it here on this show before. It amazes me no like manga company has brought over any of the Persona or Shin Megami Tensei mangas.
That's because none of them ever get finished. To be
Yeah, but
completely
still, like
honest.
I know none of them ever get finished. But like it would help incentivize them a little bit if someone outside of a freaking like small ass island, like seriously, I want you to find like anyone listening to this, please prove me wrong, whether it be on our Facebook group or Twitter. I dare you to find somewhere on the internet that someone scanned the Persona 4 Arena manga. Because
That was a
I've
thing.
seen. Yes, exactly! That was a thing. No one fucking knows these things exist. And they're
Actually,
high quality.
speaking of manga, actually, they're not actually all that bad too. Some of them, like I read, Devil Survivor 2 actually has two different mangas for whatever reason. Both of them got cut short. Like I said, none of them ever get finished. They're actually pretty okay. And then actually, Shin Megami Tensei 4 has Shin Megami Tensei Prayers and Shin Megami Tensei Devil Gene, both of which are finished. They're pretty short. They're like 5 chapters each or something. They haven't been fully like fan translated yet, but from what I've read of both of those, they're fairly okay. So they're not like they're bad or anything. It's just none of them get finished or they're too obscure to come over, sadly.
I don't know. With companies like Yen Press, like bringing back like some long gone like manga series and stuff, like actually doing justice to old like Sailor Moon and stuff. I feel like it'd be kind of cool to they seem like the company who would probably do it if anything. I think it's like even their freaking motto to be like, we bring back mangas no one cares about.
Well, we are getting Quantum Devil Saga over here published.
Yeah, which is surprising actually.
Well, the thing with that is the people doing it, they seem fairly small. Like judging from their website and the information I've been able to gather, it's by a group called Bento Books, and they seem like a fairly small group that are just devoted to translating a lot of Japanese literature and bringing it over here, so they seem pretty cool.
Yeah, so hopefully we get a lot of good stuff out of that. I guess I don't know, I think we can do do you have another question we can probably do? That way 2 questions from us and then 2 questions from you, and we'll probably start wrapping up the show.
All right, sure. Okay, thank you, Teddy, for emailing us.
Yes,
Okay,
Teddy.
this one's from Andrew. It says, okay, so my question is something strange. My friend and I like talking about something that can be in new SMT games. This is worded oddly, sorry. One of my friends says he think that the shadow drugs from Persona Trinity Soul could be in Persona 5. Would that make sense, and do you think that would work out, and then the plot could revolve around certain characters getting addicted, and it would cause problems in the game? What do you guys think? And thanks for reading this. Okay, no problem, Andrew. That could be interesting. They kind of had something like that in Persona 3 with some of the characters needing to control their personas with the usage of substances.
Yeah.
I gotta just say this right now. You know, everybody wants Persona 5 to be the finale of the Persona 3 and 4 stories crossover.
I really hope it's not.
Oh yeah, I already bet it. I already bet it will. I already bet it really won't. But
I
my
hope
God,
Arena
if
finishes
Persona
it.
5 has anything to do with Trinity Souls, I will die laughing.
Persona 5 is actually a game version of Trinity Soul.
Oh my God, that would explain why there's chairs with ball and chains next to it, because we're all gonna be forced to watch it.
Yeah. Oh man, no, I really hope the next Arena game finishes off the damn plot, and then we can just move on to new stuff.
Oh no, they've already said they're not going to finish it. They're just continuing it. Arc System Works has already said no. We plan on extending the story like in an epilogue sort of way, but the main villain, yeah, he'll still be around.
Persona Q can probably do that too, either. So
I think Persona Q's got a lot of story things it has to explain, such as dead people not being dead.
oh well, they
You,
explained that already.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh,
Basically,
I haven't followed. How are they explaining the dead people?
basically, it's an average crossover excuse plot. Persona 3 crew is walking around Tartarus. They find a door, go through it, then they end up in Yasogami High. Persona 4 crew or no, they're at a school festival, find a door, and then they're in Yasogami High in an alternate universe. So,
Lucky
yes,
Japan,
it's an excuse.
the
It's an
best
excuse plot.
excuses.
Well, it was one of I think didn't like the last trailer that came out. It actually told you like the dates that they walked through the door. Like for Persona 3, it was like this
Oh
September
yeah, that's
20th or
right.
something.
Yeah, they did.
So
The
so
recent
so they kind
trailer.
of yeah. So they kind of said, okay, the reason why this guy's alive is because they crossed over on this date, which
Yeah.
means he was still alive.
God. Oh, Japan, you make me laugh so hard sometimes.
Half the
Well,
reason I'm getting into Etrian Odyssey is because I want to see what they're like before I play Persona Q. So,
Well, yeah, Etrian Odyssey is another one kind of like Tales that I know they're good games, and I've even played a little bit of the first Etrian Odyssey games, but yeah, I'll probably make Q my first one that I actually beat.
the first Ishinarashi game you'll ever beat is
Yeah,
never not
the first
Ishinarashi.
Etrian Odyssey game I ever beat will not
isn't
be
even an
Etrian
Etrian Odyssey
game.
game. That's awesome. All right, thank you, Andrew, for that question. I think we move on.
Move on to our wrapping it up section, probably.
Yeah, it's been a good long episode for both of us. So,
It has. It was a meaty holiday special that I was trying to get done before 2014. With all the pushbacks, people are like, "Let's just wait till everyone's ready." It's like I'm not doing a 2014 special talking about the end of 2013. We gotta be modern. These podcast people, they need their fix.
Like
All
real
right.
bad.
Yeah, real bad. Obviously, we've done such good jobs of talking about that. You know, as I'm realizing we finished up, I was totally planning on us talking about Persona Q, but at this point, it's like, oh, whatever.
yeah,
It's all got out the window. All right. Well, before I wrap up, I did promise everybody some information about our very first game club, which I had talked about. You guys voted, and you clearly want to play Shin Megami Tensei 4 all the way through with us instead of Soul Hackers. I was hoping for Soul Hackers, but you guys are too cool for school. So yes, our first meetup. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to have the actual like after hours where we talk about it and talk about our playthrough. More information of that'll fall. But if you guys have the game or waiting to play it again, still super early on and want to know where to stop, or if you should just stop now, we are going to be meeting up when you first get to modern day Japan. That is where we're going to be meeting up. I feel like
Spoilers. No, I'm joking.
any trailer. So yeah, as soon as you get there, that's about I'd say 6, 8 hours, like 8 to 10 hours in the game probably. So like, because I know the game's been out for a while, but I know there's also a lot of you guys who are like us who have played quite a bit at the beginning, but haven't actually gotten too far. And I thought like that was a bit of a fitting place. Well, how far did you get in SMT4?
About 2 hours.
Okay, yeah. So you're not there either as well. I'm like on the cusp of just about being there. And how far did you get, Rasen?
I beat it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure if you.
So
There
He
you.
was,
You're
he
so
was
many.
pro-
There's so many games you've watched or played. I couldn't
yes,
keep
yeah.
track.
No, I have over 110 hours in that game. Beat all the DLC stuff. Beat neutral.
he,
So yeah,
he was
I'm
probably, he was
done
probably
with
the
it for a
same.
while.
He was probably the same guy who beat it day one, like 140 out. Well, no,
Month one.
on Persona 4 Golden.
Oh my god, yeah. We have some
Oh
guy.
jeez.
I can never remember his name, but anytime a new game comes out, he's like a week will pass. Will be like 110 hours in. It was a good game. Where are you guys at? It's like God.
So he literally didn't like eat, sleep, poop. Just
His life. When these
game.
games come out, he must just like be like. I like to imagine he's like, honey, I'm gonna be away. It's like I need to go into the log cabin, lock myself up, and experience this next tale in the Shin Megami Tensei universe, and hope that the bear doesn't find me this time.
This time.
This man's just gonna be listening to this show and just be like, "What the fuck do they think I do?" No, actually, it's like a 7-year-old who's just like, "I got nothing better to do."
So offensive.
I know. We love all of our 7-year-old fan listeners.
All three of them that haven't been traumatized by this point.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's past your bedtime there, Timmy. Get going to bed. Yeah, so meet up with us in modern day Japan, and hopefully, like around mid-January or so, we'll be able to do that. And I should have some more information on a giveaway of some sorts that'll be happening for hopefully more than one. I can guarantee at least one of you guys will be able to give away at least one copy of SMT4 if you don't have it already. But I'm looking into more. That's about it. And I guess we can just go into the pimp your stuff's time. So, Rasen, as the guest, you get to go first again. Pimp your stuff.
Okay, so my Twitter is at Rasen Reviews, Rasen, and then that's also my YouTube channel, so Rasen Reviews. Then that's where you can find Cathedral of Shadows. So if you need more SMT podcasting in your life, and you just need to listen to them all like a month straight or something, just SMT filling your ears all the way through, you can go there and find Cathedral of Shadows. I have a nice playlist. If you want to start from the first episode and continue on, actually the playlist is just over 24 hours now. We usually upload weekly, sometimes a little more, a little less, depends on how the schedule works out. So yeah, hope you guys join us and have a fun time.
And are you guys on? Is it just YouTube then?
It's YouTube, and then we have an MP3 download in each video's description. So we're
all
too
right.
poor to afford proper hosting because we're both college students. So
Oh,
yeah.
trust me, I know. My $15 a month really rack me deep for these
Yeah.
these hosting bad boys. But no, yeah. So definitely check them out, and big thanks again for actually showing up.
Oh, no problem.
Hopefully next time we should be able to get the Social Link FM guys or guy on, whether depending on how many of them want to show up and stuff. Will, where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter at Barnes290. I'm also I haven't been streaming a lot recently, but I do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Varnus. And that's about it for me.
All right. And I would say you can follow me at my Twitter, which is at TorturedForestV, but like I've talked about a little more recently, I've pretty much just dumped off my old Twitter and am making the show's Twitter, which is at SMT Network, the one I'm using now, because I like Twitter a lot, but I'm definitely not that person who like finds himself tweeting about his day all day and would rather tweet about the show stuff or share SMT or Persona news with you guys and chat about that. So yeah, besides that, that's about it for my stuff. Before I go into show things, yes, definitely check out the site me and Melissa write for called GamingUnion.net if you haven't already, and their sister podcasts, which are, why was I forgetting? There's only two of them. Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy Union and Kingdom Hearts Union. It's been a while. It's been a crazy winter. And besides that, time for all the show stuff. So, if you have not subscribed to us on iTunes, I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe to us on there and rate us. We are getting more ratings every episode or so that definitely makes us look good and continues to make us better. Remember, Will, do you remember when we started and our only competition as a Persona podcast was a Mexican radio Catholic Church podcast that happened to have the word Persona in it?
Yeah.
Why?
Those were the days.
Did you do a
crossover with them?
No, they're all dead actually.
Whoa. Oh my, I'm watching my back now.
Yeah, this show curses anyone who might be viewed as competition.
See, as Cathedral of Shadows crosses over with more podcasts, we slowly become the Capcom of the podcast scene because of all the crossovers. So we have a giant target on our backs because of our business practices, is the thing.
Let's see. I don't know. Will, what's a fair company to compare us to?
God damn it. I would want to say
Walmart.
Konami. I would want to say Konami, but I don't think we're that good.
I didn't know Konami was considered good.
I don't know. You tell me.
I like Konami.
So would you mind explaining the Silent Hill HD collection for us?
Tom Hewlett has moved on to a bigger and better thing at Way Forward.
I'll start more on the old school Castlevania side. I don't know.
I would consider us the Atlas Europe no one ever asked for. Oh wait, everyone did.
Right, everyone asked for that. So I'm the only one. I'm the only one running that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you are Atlas Europe. You don't even live in Europe.
It's just one person. That's why none of the games come
Atlas
out.
Europe
It's so much work.
Atlas Europe can be located at Australia.
No, that was just a joke. You did that.
Just give a PO box, Will, and you'll start getting all these fan requests saying, "Please bring your games over faster." Alrighty, so yeah, subscribe to us, write us reviews on iTunes. 5 stars are appreciated. Everything else is null. Follow us on Twitter, like I said, at SMT Network. And you can find our Tumblr at smtnetwork.tumblr.com, run by Melissa. Still working on the blog and stuff, but like I've said before, and I will continue to say, definitely the Facebook group is the place you want to go if you want to interact with us and all of our fans. And we're super close to reaching our goal of 150 members on the group, which I always know, people will be like, that's not actually that many people. You got to remember, having a Facebook group is like having an internet forum where everyone can instantly click on your name and see who you are in real life. So yes, if you have not joined us on the group, please do, because we would love to have more people on there. And you can just do that by searching Shin Megami Tensei Network. It'll also work if you look up Atlas, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, anything like that. I've put in some tags to make it a little easier to find us in case that might help or whatnot. Is Cathedral of Shadows on? Do you guys have a Facebook or whatever? I know you guys have a Twitter.
We have a Twitter. It's at COS_podcast. So you can find us there for all of our news. Don't have a Facebook page or anything. Like I said before, too poor to have a site.
Too poor to Facebook?
Oh no. Well, Facebook, I don't know. I don't think our demographic of people really hang out on the Facebook, because most of them seem to just follow us on Twitter and then YouTube subscription function. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
Google Plus.
Oh God, yeah, fuck that. But I don't think enough people are interested in a Facebook group of Cathedral of Shadows to have one. So yeah.
That way, it divides the listeners, because you guys have your Twitters and then we have our Facebooks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the gang war aspect of it's going on. We run the Twitter side of things. That's how it works.
Just you wait. You will not hear the last of our Twitter. All right, I think that should be just about it. You guys think I'm forgetting to mention anything important?
No, I think you're pretty solid.
Alrighty, well, thank you then, I'd like to say, for all of you guys who've stuck with us on this almost 2 hour long podcast extraordinary journey. Our special guests were not able to make it because they were just too special to be our guest tonight, but don't worry, they will be on future episodes. I actually have quite a few things planned in 2014, like I've talked about. I'm trying to think. Will, I know I've talked about people, people and stuff we'd like to get on. Have I actually talked about some of the people I have talked to for, actual interviewee people on here or not? I always get confused with that.
That's assuming the fact you actually talked to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Sorry. The Christmas cast now gets turned into the emotional blame couch.
The SMT Network is having inner turmoil with their hosts.
You'll find our next episode on Maury.
Oh.
You haven't mentioned anything like that.
Okay, well, right now, the current thing I'm looking into in terms of, our next, social link with, which, I cannot believe it's been forever since, we talked to, Terraplat. That was, our last one forever ago. But, yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to talk to some of the guys from Ghostlight Games over in Europe, be able to talk about good old bringing all those games over to jolly old England. And that should be about it for 2014 teases and stuff. So I guess we can just kind of wrap up by saying goodbye and thank you for listening to our rambles as we sat here and talked about games and RPGs and DLC. So goodbye.
Farewell.
And fade to black.